The first thing Aaron Voss became aware of was the smell of ozone and sterilizing gas, sharp and dry, cutting through the fog in his head. When he tried to move, pain flared from his ribs to his skull, and a restrained groan escaped his throat. A voice answered him, smooth and distant, alien, yet articulate enough for his translation implant to parse. "You are conscious." "That is unexpected." Aaron forced his eyes open. The world above him pulsed with a dim blue glow, as if the ceiling itself were alive. Strange, translucent panels curved overhead, veins of bioluminescence weaving through them like nerves. He lay on something soft and warm, not metal, not fabric, something that shifted with his breathing. "Where am I?" he muttered, throat dry. The voice came again, closer now. "You are aboard a Scythery medical vessel. You were recovered from debris orbiting Talos Prime. Your vitals were unstable." Aaron blinked against the haze. He remembered the explosion, his ship's hull screaming, fire and vacuum swallowing the corridor. Then nothing. "How long was I out?" 72 hours, the voice said. A figure stepped into view, tall, narrow-shouldered, skin the color of dull silver under the ship's light. Its eyes were large, crystalline, like twin pools of mercury. It wore a robe threaded with shifting blue filaments that pulsed in time with its heartbeat. The alien inclined its head slightly. "I am Dr. Kal'reth. You are Captain Aaron Voss of the Terran Combat Corps." Aaron managed a faint smirk. "So the Scythery read dog tags now." Kal'reth studied him with an expression that might have been curiosity. "We prefer not to let sentience die when preservation is possible. Even enemies." "Appreciated," Aaron said. His voice came out rough but steady. He shifted, and pain answered immediately. His left arm was bound in a shimmering sheath of light, some kind of stasis field, humming faintly. Beneath it, he could feel skin knitting together at an unnatural pace. "You patched me up good." Kal'reth glanced toward a cluster of floating instruments. "Your tissue regeneration exceeds projections. We initiated cell reconstruction, but it appears unnecessary. Your own biology is aggressively cooperative." Aaron frowned. "Aggressively?" The alien's crystalline eyes brightened. "Your immune cells attacked our nanites. They disassembled them, consumed them. Your body seems to regard foreign material as invasion." Aaron gave a weak laugh. "Yeah, it does that. You should see what happens when I catch the flu." Kal'reth tilted his head. "The flu? Minor virus. Annoying but survivable. Humans get it all the time." Kal'reth looked genuinely puzzled. "You deliberately coexist with viral pathogens?" "Coexist is one word for it," Aaron said, grinning despite the ache in his chest. "We fight them off. Builds character." Kal'reth turned away briefly, muttering in his own tongue before the translator caught up. "Remarkable. Your physiology is volatile, unpredictable, self-correcting. You regenerate without nanotechnic intervention." "Guess that's why we're still kicking around the galaxy," Aaron murmured. The doctor approached the containment barrier separating them, a transparent membrane of energy faintly rippling with each word. "Our ships maintain sterile conditions at all times. Pathogens, bacteria, even natural immune responses are inefficient. We cultivate precision." Aaron's lips twitched. "Yeah, and one lucky hit still blew your cruiser in half." The alien's gaze didn't waver. "Efficiency is not immunity, Captain Voss." For a long moment, neither spoke. The hum of alien machinery filled the silence, steady, deliberate, alive. Aaron studied the doctor's movements, graceful, almost mechanical, as if he'd practiced the absence of wasted effort. Kal'reth observed him like a specimen behind glass, yet there was no malice in it. Only fascination. "So," Aaron said finally, "you going to let me out of this fish tank?" Kal'reth's expression didn't change. "Not yet. Your system continues to reject all external matter, including our stabilizers. Releasing you may worsen your injuries." "Can't say I'm thrilled about staying in here either," Aaron said, testing the boundaries of the stasis field. His fingertips met resistance like warm water, yielding then solid. "Feels like being inside a lung." "The containment membrane adjusts to your metabolic rate, Kal'reth explained. It ensures equilibrium. Great, Aaron muttered. A bubble that breathes with me. Real comforting. Kal'reth tapped a thin device, and holographic readings bloomed between them. Aaron saw outlines of his body rotating in midair, streams of color, pulses of light marking data points he couldn't read. The alien stared at them, a faint tremor in his voice. Your immune system has increased activity by 40% since you regained consciousness. That rate would be lethal to a Sithari. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Lethal? Our cellular architecture cannot withstand such internal conflict. Your biology functions like war. Every cell a soldier. Aaron gave a half-smile. Guess it suits me. Kal'reth's gaze sharpened. Is that how you view yourself? As war embodied. The question caught Aaron off guard. For a second, the image of his burning ship flickered behind his eyes. The screams through comms, the vacuum tearing at steel. No, he said quietly. But it's what the universe keeps asking me to be. Kal'reth regarded him for a long, silent moment. Perhaps that is why your kind endures. You adapt through conflict. Aaron chuckled softly. You make it sound noble. It's mostly just stubbornness. Stubbornness, Kal'reth repeated, testing the word as if tasting it. A survival trait disguised as defiance. Interesting. Aaron let his head sink back into the living surface beneath him. The pulse of the medbay blended with his own heartbeat. You study a lot of species? He asked. Thousands, Kal'reth replied. We map their genomes, analyze their evolutionary pathways. Yet none exhibit such resilient chaos as yours. Your biology contradicts efficiency. Welcome to humanity, Aaron said with a grin. We make a habit of contradicting everything. Kal'reth observed him another moment, then turned to a console. Rest, Captain. Your system is unpredictable. I would prefer not to lose a sample of such rarity. Sample? Aaron said dryly. Nice to know I'm museum material. Not museum, Kal'reth said, a hint of amusement flickering in his tone. Mystery. Aaron's eyelids grew heavy. The stasis field hummed lower, syncing with his pulse. The ship's low vibrations became a lullaby of alien rhythm and steady machinery. Before he drifted off, he heard Kal'reth's voice again, distant but thoughtful. You are the first human I have treated. Already, you challenge the definition of life I was taught. Aaron's lips curved into a lazy smile. Get used to it, Doc. We're full of surprises. Kal'reth did not respond immediately. He stood beside the barrier, watching the human's vital signs stabilize and spike in unpredictable waves, patterns no algorithm could predict. For the first time in years, the alien doctor felt something resembling awe. He recorded a note into his log. Subject demonstrates extreme biological aggression and regenerative adaptation. Observation ongoing. Possible sentient immune coordination? When Aaron stirred again in his sleep, muttering something about coffee and home, Kal'reth found himself smiling. The human body was a battlefield that refused surrender, even in rest. Outside the medbay's windows, the stars drifted by, cold, silent, indifferent. Inside, beneath Ollie, Aaron woke to the sound of argument. The voices were low and melodic, but edged with tension. His translator lagged for a few seconds before catching up, threading alien words into meaning. Kal'reth's calm tone stood out amid the sharp, clipped protests of others. You can't keep that thing alive aboard, one of them said. Its cells are corrosive to the environment. We've already had containment fluctuations. Kal'reth's answer came measured and precise. Containment has stabilized. The human presents no immediate threat. Yet you continue to feed it, another voice hissed. You are cultivating chaos, Doctor. Aaron cracked one eye open. The medbay was dimmer now, but the blue veins pulsing in the walls beat in time with his heart. Beyond the transparent membrane of his containment cell, two Sithari medics stood opposite Kal'reth. They moved with that eerie precision all Sithari shared, their expressions neutral, but their eyes bright with unease. Aaron cleared his throat deliberately. Morning, sunshine. All three turned toward him. Kal'reth exhaled through what Aaron had learned was the Sithari equivalent of a sigh. You are awake earlier than expected. Hard to sleep through a shouting match, Aaron said, sitting up slowly. The stasis field shimmered, but didn't resist him this time. His muscles ached less, though his body still felt like it had been run through a grinder. Everything all right, Doc? Sounds like your buddies want to toss me out an airlock. Kal'reth dismissed the others with a sharp glance. They hesitated, exchanged glances, then departed in silence. The door sealed with a soft hiss. Aaron smirked. I take it I'm not the most popular guest. Curiosity breeds fear among my people, Kal'reth said. They value control. You represent its opposite. Aaron flexed his healing hand. Guess that makes me a bad house pet. Kal'reth approached, hands clasped behind his back. I've been observing your physiology further. Your immune response continues to evolve. It adapts in real time to stimuli I cannot replicate artificially. Aaron tilted his head. Meaning your biology rewrites itself faster than my instruments can record, Kal'reth said, voice low with awe. Each exposure creates a countermeasure. You are, in effect, a self-updating organism. Aaron chuckled. Sounds fancy when you say it like that. Back home, we just call it getting sick and getting better. Kal'reth gave him a long look. Your species considers that normal? Yeah, Aaron said. We grow up fighting off infections. Kids get scraped, cut, feverish. It's part of the package. Builds us tougher. Deliberate exposure to disease, Kal'reth murmured, shaking his head. No Sithri child would survive such conditions. Aaron studied him. You ever get sick? Kal'reth hesitated. No. Our immune systems are nanite-assisted. Every cell monitored, every pathogen neutralized instantly. Aaron leaned back against the living bed. Sounds boring. No resistance training for your biology. Efficient, Kal'reth corrected. Controlled. Sustainable. Until it's not, Aaron said, voice turning faintly serious. What happens if your nanites fail? Kal'reth's gaze flickered. They do not fail. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Everything fails eventually, Doc. The alien didn't answer. Instead, he activated a hollow display projecting complex data streams and microscopic imagery. Aaron squinted at the floating shapes. One of them looked disturbingly familiar, tiny white blobs engulfing smaller specks of glowing light. That's me, he asked. Your immune cells, Kal'reth confirmed. They consume my nanites as if they were prey. Observe this. Your lymphocytes replicate even under suppressive radiation. It is unprecedented. Aaron smirked. So, your machines lose to my biology. That's got to sting a little. Not sting, Kal'reth said softly. Terrify. Aaron frowned. Terrify. The doctor stepped closer to the barrier, eyes reflecting the shifting light of the projection. Your kind thrives in entropy. You embrace imperfection and call it progress. You survive where equilibrium fails. To us, that is chaos given form. Aaron scratched his chin. Chaos isn't all bad. Keeps things interesting. Kal'reth turned off the display. Your casual acceptance of disorder is remarkable. To the Sithri, chaos is death. Every aspect of our civilization strives for balance. Yet you, he gestured toward Aaron. Our balance is antithesis, and still you endure. Maybe that's why we're still here, Aaron said. We don't try to stop the storm. We just learn to stand in it. Kal'reth's head tilted slightly, his crystalline eyes narrowing. Do you not fear destruction? Aaron laughed quietly. Of course I do. But fear's just another thing to fight through. There was silence between them then, the kind that hummed with unspoken understanding. Kal'reth finally moved to a nearby console, his gestures methodical, deliberate. He collected a small vial of blood from the system that monitored Aaron's vitals. The crimson liquid glowed faintly under the sterile light. I have taken another sample, Kal'reth said. It continues to mutate even outside your body. I suspect intelligence. Aaron blinked. Intelligence? You mean my blood's thinking? In a sense, Kal'reth replied. Reactive memory. Adaptive computation through chemical structure. Your immune system may not only respond, it may remember. Aaron grinned. You just described evolution in a test tube. Kal'reth regarded the vial for a long moment before sealing it in a containment capsule. Perhaps your species does not evolve slowly over millennia, as we assumed. Perhaps you evolve every day, within yourselves. Aaron whistled low. That's poetic for a science guy. Kal'reth gave a faint twitch that might have been a smile. Science and poetry share origin. Observation. Aaron's smirk softened. You ever think maybe you're the wrong species to be afraid of chaos, Doc? You seem to understand it just fine. Kal'reth didn't answer immediately. He walked back toward the observation console, recording a note into his device. The subject demonstrates resilience beyond biological norm. His awareness of mortality does not produce fear but focus. His humor masks physiological stress, yet enhances recovery response. The connection between psyche and cellular regeneration may be causal. Aaron chuckled. You're saying jokes make me heal faster? Possibly, Kal'reth said. Laughter as immune stimulus. Curious. Glad I could be your lab rat, Aaron said. The alien studied him for another long moment. I do not view you as an experiment, Captain Voss. You are an anomaly worth understanding. Aaron leaned forward slightly, his tone more serious now. Just make sure understanding doesn't turn into dissecting, all right? Kal'reth's expression turned almost offended. Sithri medicine forbids harm to conscious beings. Besides, he added after a beat, I doubt you would permit it. Good instincts, Aaron said with a grin. Kal'reth regarded him for a while longer, then dimmed the medbay lights to a softer hue. Rest again, Captain. Your metabolism burns energy at an alarming rate. Even your rest cycles are inefficient. Story of my life, Aaron said, lying back. Wake me if I start melting the walls. Kal'reth turned toward the exit but paused before leaving. His voice was quieter now, reflective. Your existence challenges my understanding of survival. Perhaps perfection is not the pinnacle of life. Perhaps endurance is. Aaron cracked an eye open. Careful, Doc. You're starting to sound human. Kal'reth regarded him, thoughtful and The alarm ripped through the sterile calm like a blade. Red light strobed across the medbay, cutting through the blue glow of the ship's bioluminescent walls. Aaron jerked awake as the floor shuddered beneath him. He could feel the vibration in his bones, something deep, alive, and terrified. Kal'reth's voice snapped through the intercom, stripped of its usual composure. Containment breach in Sector 5. Pathogen release. Quarantine protocols failing. Aaron swung his legs off the bed. The stasis field around him flickered and dissolved, replaced by the sharp tang of disinfectant flooding the air. Doc, what the hell's happening? A moment later, the door hissed open and Kal'reth appeared, his movements uncharacteristically hurried. His silvery skin had dulled to a stormy gray. A viral specimen mutated during transport. Our containment nanites cannot neutralize it. The infection spreads through the ship. Aaron's instincts kicked in before fear could take root. You've got a hazmat suit or something? Kal'reth hesitated. Our suits will not protect you. Your physiology is incompatible with Sithri filtration systems. Then I'll make do, Aaron said, pushing himself off the table. Where do you need me? Kal'reth blinked, as though the idea of a patient offering help was incomprehensible. You cannot. Doc, Aaron interrupted. I'm not built to sit still while people die. Tell me what to do. The alien hesitated for only a heartbeat, then handed him a compact device, some kind of scanner emitting faint violet light. If you insist, locate life signatures. Anyone showing erratic biopatterns is infected. We will need to isolate them. Aaron nodded and followed Kal'reth into the corridor. The ship that had once pulsed with calm bioluminescence now throbbed like a wounded creature. Walls that once shimmered with orderly blue patterns now flickered in angry reds and sickly greens. Sithri crew members stumbled through the halls, their movements jerky, their eyes glassy. Kal'reth barked orders in his native tongue, the words sharp and melodic. Aaron could tell it was taking everything in him to stay composed. He scanned each fallen figure, reading the strange symbols that appeared on the device's display. They're going down fast, Aaron said grimly. How contagious is this thing? Airborne. Self-replicating, Kal'reth said. His voice trembled, not with fear for himself, but for the loss of control. Our nanites attempt to correct mutations, but the virus evolves faster than they can adapt. Aaron froze mid-step, eyes narrowing. Wait, it's evolving faster? Yes, Kal'reth confirmed. Exponentially. The containment systems are overwhelmed. Aaron looked at the scanner, then back at Kal'reth. Then stopped trying to control it. The alien turned sharply. That is not an option. It is if your fix is making it worse, Aaron said. You're feeding it data. It's learning from your nanites. Kal'reth's eyes widened, realization dawning. You think the virus is exploiting our precision systems? I know it, Aaron said. Back home, we've seen simpler viruses adapt to vaccines. You can't outthink evolution. You have to outlast it. Kal'reth's breathing hitched. Outlast. Let the body fight it, Aaron said. You've got living crew, somebody's immune system might kick in. Our immune systems are synthetic, Kal'reth said bitterly. There is no organic response left. Aaron's stomach dropped. Then you're all defenseless. Before Kal'reth could answer, a Scytheri collapsed in front of them, twitching as his skin darkened with vein-like webs of black. Kal'reth knelt beside him, scanning frantically. The display filled with cascading red glyphs. He is beyond aid. Aaron crouched too, watching the dying alien struggle for breath. Give me that, he said, grabbing the scanner. He pressed it against the Scytheri's chest and saw the viral count spiking. His own heart pounded faster, and for a moment, dizziness hit him. He coughed once, felt a burning in his throat. Kal'reth's head snapped up. You are exposed. Aaron wiped his mouth. Guess we'll see what your favorite anomaly can do. You must return to isolation, Kal'reth said sharply. No time, Aaron said, standing. His pulse hammered, sweat forming cold on his brow. Doc, this thing adapts, right? Then maybe it needs something it can adapt to. Kal'reth frowned. Explain. Me, Aaron said simply. My immune system doesn't cooperate, it annihilates. Maybe I can buy you time. That could kill you. Aaron gave a crooked smile. Could also save your ship. Kal'reth stared at him, conflict flickering across his crystalline eyes. Then he nodded once. If you are correct, your body will develop antibodies faster than the pathogen mutates. But exposure will be excruciating. Aaron's voice was steady. Story of my life. The virus hit him hard within an hour. Fever bloomed through his veins like fire. Every breath felt heavier, his muscles trembling as his body recognized the invader and declared war. Kal'reth monitored him from behind a reinforced barrier, his face unreadable, but his hands shaking. Aaron's skin burned hot, sweat beading along his temples. You said it yourself, he rasped, forcing a grin. Every cell's a soldier. Guess they're earning their pay. Kal'reth's instruments flickered with impossible readings. Your immune cells are replicating at a catastrophic rate. You are destroying the virus faster than it reproduces. You are winning. Aaron exhaled, half a laugh, half a gasp. Told you. We don't do sterile. Kal'reth stared, transfixed, as his monitors registered something he could scarcely believe. The virus, breaking down under human biology, collapsing into inert material. The nanites that had been malfunctioning began to stabilize. A wave of recovered bioreadings spread across the ship systems. You're synthesizing antibodies, Kal'reth whispered. Natural antivirals. I can extract them. Then do it, Aaron said through clenched teeth. His vision blurred, colors fracturing. Use whatever you need. Kal'reth worked in silence, his precision movements fueled by something unfamiliar. Hope. He drew samples, processed them through containment chambers, and within minutes, the data confirmed it. Aaron's blood carried a viable cure. The doctor moved quickly, releasing the serum into the ship's air filtration. As the mist spread, the strobing red lights faded to calm blue. The ship's heartbeat steadied. One by one, the Scytheri crew's vitals began to normalize. Aaron slumped back, drained but alive. His skin was pale, his breathing ragged. That do it. Kal'reth looked at him as though seeing something divine. You saved us. Every life aboard owes its continuation to your biology. Aaron gave a weak smile. Guess that's one for the chaotic side. Kal'reth's expression softened, the rigid lines of his face easing. You were correct. Perfection cannot survive catastrophe. Only adaptation can. Aaron nodded faintly, closing his eyes. Now you're getting it. Kal'reth stood in silence, watching the humans breathing even out, the fever receding by sheer force of will. Around them, the ship slowly returned to order, but it was not the same order as before. The sterile precision of the Cytherea had been touched by something raw, imperfect, and indomitable. Kal'reth looked down at the vial of crimson fluid still warm in his hand. Your chaos saved us, he said softly. Aaron woke to silence. Not the oppressive, sterile kind that haunted the medbay before, but a soft and living quiet, broken only by the faint pulse of the ship's heart deep within its walls. He lay there, staring at the ceiling's faint blue veins, realizing they no longer throbbed in distress. The ship had healed. So had he. His muscles ached, but the pain was dull now, human honest. The last thing he remembered was the fever swallowing his mind, Kal'reth's voice somewhere far away, and the taste of blood and heat on his tongue. Now there was only peace, and the faint hum of life support. The door slid open with a whisper. Kal'reth entered, his movements deliberate and calm again, though something in his eyes had changed. The sharp edge of precision was still there, but softened by a strange warmth Aaron hadn't seen before. You persist, the doctor said simply, the corners of his mouth tilting upward in what might have been a smile. Aaron chuckled, his voice rasping. You sound disappointed. On the contrary, Kal'reth said. I am relieved. And unsettled. Aaron raised a brow. Unsettled. Kal'reth approached, his gaze scanning a series of holographic panels that shimmered to life above the bed. Your body eliminated the virus completely. Not a trace remains. You were exposed longer than any other being aboard this vessel, yet you sustained no lasting damage. Guess I'm just lucky, Aaron said, flexing his fingers. They felt strong again. How's your crew? Alive, Kal'reth replied softly. Because of you. Your blood provided the foundation for the cure. Once synthesized, the antibodies adapted to our biochemistry. The infection is gone. Aaron exhaled, relief mingling with exhaustion. Glad to hear it. Hate to save myself just to outlive my hosts. Kal'reth's expression deepened. Do you understand what this means? Your immune system not only neutralized an adaptive pathogen, it created compatibility with alien physiology. You have changed us. Aaron frowned. Changed you how? We have incorporated fragments of your antibodies into our nanite systems, Kal'reth said, watching him closely. Your biology has become a blueprint for adaptation. The Cytherea will never be the same. Aaron sat up slowly. So, what, you're part human now? In a manner of speaking, Kal'reth said. Your cells taught ours to improvise. Aaron grinned. Congratulations, Doc. You've just invented biological jazz. Kal'reth blinked. Jazz. Music built on chaos, Aaron explained, the grin widening. You never play it the same way twice. That's what makes it beautiful. Kal'reth considered that for a long moment. We have spent millennia eliminating uncertainty. Perhaps that was our mistake. Aaron leaned back, his tone lighter but eyes thoughtful. Perfection's a pretty cage. You learn more from cracks than mirrors. Cracks, Kal'reth echoed, as if turning the word over like a fragile specimen. Perhaps perfection was never life, it was stagnation. Aaron nodded slowly. Life's messy. That's what makes it mean something. The alien doctor looked at him, truly looked, as though seeing not a patient, but a reflection of something he hadn't known existed. I have begun to wonder, Captain Voss, if your species' resilience is not only biological. Your defiance, your humor, your refusal to yield, these may be your true immunities. Aaron gave a quiet laugh. Stubbornness and sarcasm? We've got those in abundance. Kal'reth's expression softened into what, for a Cytherea, might have been affection. Then they are your greatest weapons. A gentle chime interrupted them. Kal'reth turned as the ship's comms announced that navigation systems were restored and course correction completed. The crew was alive, the vessel stable. The war outside would continue, but inside the ship, something fundamental had changed. Aaron swung his legs off the bed. Guess that means I'm clear for duty. Kal'reth hesitated. You intend to return to combat? That's the job, Aaron said, though there was no pride in it. Just weariness. Can't stay here forever, Doc. Someone out there's probably making the same mistakes all over again. Kal'reth retrieved a small, silver medallion from the folds of his robe. Its surface shimmered with fine, living filaments that shifted color with his touch. He held it out. A token, he said quietly. Sithari tradition for those who alter our understanding of existence. Aaron took it carefully. The engraving was in alien script, flowing and elegant, but when he glanced up, Kal'reth supplied the translation. It reads, "The indestructible patient." Aaron laughed softly. That's one for the records. It is more than title, Kal'reth said. It is acknowledgement. Your imperfections saved perfection. Aaron studied the medallion, then pocketed it gently. You're sure your people are okay with this? Borrowing human biology, I mean. Kal'reth's gaze shifted toward the wall, where faint lines of light pulsed in rhythm with the ship's new, irregular heartbeat. They will resist, at first, but survival leaves little room for pride. Aaron nodded. You'll figure it out. That's the trick we always do. For a moment, neither spoke. The hum of the medbay seemed softer, like the breathing of a living creature at rest. Kal'reth finally broke the silence. You have given us a lesson no science could teach. Chaos is not our enemy. It is life's greatest teacher. Aaron smiled faintly. Glad I could help with the homework. The alien doctor regarded him one last time, as though committing the human to memory. You are the first Terran I have met, Aaron Voss. But if your species is anything like you, then the universe is not prepared. Aaron chuckled, sliding off the bed and standing, steady on his feet. The universe never is. Kal'reth inclined his head slightly, a gesture of respect. May your chaos serve you well, Captain. And may your order never get too comfortable, Aaron replied. Kal'reth watched him walk toward the exit. For the first time, he felt no urge to sanitize the space the human left behind. The air was imperfect now, alive with microscopic traces of something wild and enduring. He understood finally that this was not contamination. It was evolution. When Aaron reached the threshold, he paused and looked back. You know, Doc, he said with a crooked grin, next time someone asks what my immune system does, you tell them this. It saves aliens on its day off. Kal'reth allowed himself a quiet laugh, rare and soft. I will note it in the record. Aaron gave him a salute and stepped through the doorway, vanishing into the dim corridor beyond. The hum of the ship followed him, like a heartbeat syncing with his own. Left alone, Kal'reth activated his recorder one final time. His voice, calm but reverent, filled the room. Subject: Human, Captain Aaron Voss. Classification: Biological anomaly. Result: Salvation through imperfection. Conclusion: Humanity survives not by design, but by defiance. Their chaos is creation, their resilience a form of grace. In the cold logic of the stars, they remain the only species that thrives by being broken and rebuilding stronger. He ended the log and looked once more at the space where the human had stood. For the first time in his long, sterile career, Kal'reth felt something close to envy. Not for humanity's strength, but for its ability to turn pain into progress, chaos into life.